Y'all. That's the word I have today. Y'all, today's episode is probably going to be popular. I have one of my favorite artists, people, human beings. I feel like that didn't make sense, but my friend is here and he is literally the greatest R&B vocalist that we have experienced. And I said what I said. No caps given. Just trust me on it. The incomparable Kenyon Dixon. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenyon.
That's an incredible intro.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I practice.
we should go on tour,
Yeah.
and you should like say that before
Listen,
I perform.
I would, but Isley's intro for you on tour is pretty epic. I can't compete.
True, true, true. I
Welcome to the
appreciate you.
PK Pod.
What's up, man?
Man, this is crazy.
Yeah,
I'm glad that you're here.
glad to be here.
The PK Pod is a podcast for us all because we all have platforms, but they may not be the pulpit.
Yeah, yeah, very true.
So we're going to get into it. So on the PK Pod, we like to not only interview PKs, but we like to really talk to our CKs, which is our church kids.
Yeah, yeah.
And you identify as a real one, okay? You're our first CK of the season, and I'm excited to get into this conversation today because I think some people know about your upbringing.
Yeah, yeah,
Everyone doesn't know that you literally grew up in church.
yeah,
So we got to get into it. So tell us about your upbringing in the church.
yeah, yeah.
What was that like?
So both of my parents were ministers growing
Hmm.
up. I grew up in a COGIC church called Grace Chapel on 84th and Broadway, which is my family's church.
Wow.
My uncle is the pastor now. And so uh, yeah, my dad was a quartet singer, guitarist, preacher. My mother, literally district evangelist. Uh,
Did you have to go to the district council?
I went to everything, um, like everything, like I was at YPW, YWCC. Everything she had to teach too was like Monday through Sunday. I was, yeah.
YPW. You threw it back with that one.
My mother like taught and preached at everything. So, um, yeah, I grew up in a household like that. They're both
Hmm.
musicians. My mother's a vocalist as well,
Hmm.
and again, my father's quartet singer, guitarist. I'm the youngest of six who grew up in the house together. Seven of us in total, but
Hmm.
we grew up in a very musical household.
Yeah.
Hammond B3 in the living room, drum set in the living room. Just yeah, very musical family. All my siblings are they have some sort of musical inclination,
Hmm.
and the youngest three of us we all actually pursue music. The other ones just can do it.
Yeah.
And so uh, yeah, I was literally born and raised in church, like doing homework in the pews, going to school
There's
tired.
something
Yeah,
about having to pull out your backpack in the middle of Bible
it's
study
crazy.
and your parent looking over talking about like, did you like pay attention but pay attention?
That was my life,
That's crazy
and
work.
and she taught Sunday school, so even on Sundays I was at church by like 8 a.m. And then churches, our church at least was out by like 2 o'clock,
Exactly.
just for a 3:30 service, and then a 6:30 service. And if it's a revival or a shut in or anything
It's a
happening,
wrap.
yeah, it's so yeah, that's yeah, I grew up like the epitome of growing up Kojic. That was my life.
So you legitimately are OG Kojic. Like you were born
Yeah,
in. You
like
didn't
like
join in.
like before the change of the lyrics, because the lyrics are different now because they were protesting it. Yeah, yeah. So I grew up old school Kojic.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Old shout out to all our old school Kojic
yeah,
kids out there. Like day ones.
yep.
Okay, so you grew up Kojic, parents very active in church.
Super strict too. Yeah,
Super strict.
yeah.
What do you mean by strict? Like
Like
what couldn't you do?
nothing. Like literally, like we would get whoopings for being caught watching music videos.
Oh, I thought that was just
Nah,
me.
and like our friends would make us like dub us tapes and stuff, and we would have to hide them. Like if my mom found them, we would get in trouble. And so
Did
I
they block the channels? Like in my house,
yeah
my
yeah
dad blocked BET,
yeah
MTV,
yeah. We
like
had
all of
we
them.
had some channels blocked,
Okay.
but it's kind of like we would sneak and watch
Of
them, but
course.
yeah, I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't listen to anything. Even like going out, hanging out, it was always on the gospel nights of whatever the hangout was. So World on Wheels, which is
Gospel
our
skate
yeah,
night.
Friday nights. That's and it was a church outing, you know what I mean? So
That's why you could go.
yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, it's I grew up very strict. A lot of contrast though, because
Mhm.
on the flip side, I was in entertainment. I've been in entertainment since I was 9 years old.
Yeah.
So I was already exposed to
Mhm.
life outside of the church, as well as growing up in the projects, which is a whole different environment than
Yeah.
what was happening in the house. But so I feel like against my will, I kind of learned how to like code switch early because yeah, I had
Yeah.
to kind of play in all these worlds. So
That's crazy.
yeah,
So when did you know like I need to sing? Or let me rephrase the question. Did your parents make you sing in church?
of course,
Okay.
of course. My first solo, I was probably like 7, and I was leading. I never know what that song is called. You say that you are my sheep. Why aren't you?
Uh-uh.
It's called like Shepherd Song or something. It was
With the Sunshine Band?
I was there in the Sunshine Band. Um, that was like my first like solo, and so I was I was forced to sing in
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
choir. And when I was maybe 13 or 14,
Mhm.
I remember my mom giving me an option one Sunday
Mhm.
to sing or not, which had never happened.
Okay.
And I said no, just kind of testing the water. And she never asked me, she never made me again
Mm.
after that moment. And so I like got as far away from it as I could.
Okay.
And only for me to find it again myself when I was maybe like a senior in high school.
Wow.
So that's when I knew it no longer felt like it was just the family's business, but it was
Mm.
something that was like personal for me, that and I knew I had purpose and intention in music, and not just I wasn't just doing it because it was something that, I was around.
Wow. At least she asked you. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
That surprised me. My siblings to this day, I'm the youngest,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
they already feel like
Privilege.
yeah, like, oh, we would have never
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Lamar got all the smoke.
Yep.
By the time I came along and was in high school, I was able to go
Uh-huh.
to one dance. As senior class president, I would
Yeah.
curate them, but I couldn't attend all of them. So my
Okay.
mom was like advocating, she
Yeah.
got to go. She got to have a life.
Okay.
Um, and so he would just be like blown, like,
Okay.
how you get to do this when I had to be
Yeah.
at church, my whole life. Um, but I do think that there's something about like parents asking us
Yeah.
and giving us an option to do things and the discovery of us making our way back to it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if it's purpose,
Yeah.
we gonna end up in
Always.
it regardless of them forcing us to do it. And I think that's a testament. Like kudos to your mom for really like knowing, like let me ask versus
Yeah.
forcing, so that you don't be spiteful later on in life or like continue to run away from it.
Yeah, and it really it shaped me as an R&B artist though,
Hmm.
because I feel like at that time, because I was prime teenagerhood,
Yeah.
um, that's kind of when your voice and your
Mm.
just your whole demeanor is kind of shaped in the
Yep.
church.
Hmm.
And so for me to be away from that
Yeah.
during that time,
Hmm.
I think that's what really allowed me to like hone in on my magic as an artist and my voice, because I always felt like I didn't sound like how I grew up.
Mm.
Of course, I have the influence, but I always felt like even being an R&B artist, I'm like, oh, I feel like my voice sounds different than
Mm.
everybody else. I'm not the super high singer. I'm not, because
Hmm.
church singing in the choir, everything's inverted. You're like
You going
a
up
part
whether
above.
you
You know what I
want
mean?
to or
Yeah.
not. Yeah.
And I'm like, that was never my thing. And
Hmm.
so there was an insecurity about that at first, because
Mm.
I felt like, oh man, I can't do what they're doing.
Hmm.
Only to realize what I was doing, they can't do. So
Mm.
it was something that really developed
Yeah.
in that moment of me being able to um, really find my purpose, honestly,
Yeah.
and my identity, considering how I grew up.
I love that. So you had your self discovery moment.
Yeah,
You're like, all right, senior year, I really do want to do the singing thing.
yeah,
And what was like your first course of action? Was it like, all right, cool, I want to make a record? Was it I
yeah,
want to go
yeah.
on tour? What was it? Like,
So
what was that
so,
first thing?
so high school really shaped me when it came to music. So 11th and 12th grade, I went to Washington. That's
Mhm.
where I graduated from.
Mhm.
I went to Taft, 9th and 10th grade. I got kicked out. That's a
Oh,
whole other story.
okay,
Yeah,
kicked
yeah, yeah.
out.
But so
Wow.
I came to Washington 11th grade, and Washington was actually known for like its music
Mhm.
contributions
Mhm.
and uh just the different creatives it was raising up out of
Mhm.
that school system. And so I came to Washington. I wanted to be normal as possible. I didn't want anybody to know I had anything to do with the arts.
Mhm.
I'm I'm walking out of the gate one day and I hear it's my friend LaPortia. She's like singing. She was singing like a Kim Burrell song or
Mhm.
something. But it's like that's very specific church.
Very,
Yeah, that's not like
especially during that
yeah.
timeline.
So me, I approach her
How
like
you know that?
yeah, I'm
Like,
like wait, like I know that too.
right,
Like
right,
like
yeah.
what you know? And so we end up becoming friends,
Mhm.
and I met some of her friends,
Mhm.
which is my friend Alex Stretch,
Mhm.
and my homegirl Nita, who's in King. Washington really
Had
birthed some
everybody.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so what ended up happening was going into well how it first started was they told on me basically. They told one of our advisors that
That you can.
yeah,
Yeah.
that I could sing.
Mhm.
They knew I danced, they knew everything.
Mhm.
And one of the advisors was my math teacher, Miss Sims. She once she found out, she started making me like perform at all the assemblies at the school and like it was like this is not what I wanted to do at the school.
Yeah.
And so then I got involved in I learned electronic music. That was an elective I had,
Mhm.
which is essentially just learning how to produce. And at the
Nice.
time we were on GarageBand, you know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Mhm.
And so my teacher, Mr. Rivera, taught me how to use these dolls and like I ended up getting a laptop and so I was like just recording and writing and producing at home. Went straight to MySpace, started dropping stuff on MySpace, and that turned into SoundCloud and
Yep.
like so yeah, it really interestingly enough, my journey actually parallels what most people think about background singers who get into being an artist.
Mhm.
So I was technically an artist first.
Mhm.
So I was writing and putting out my own music first and then got into
Wow.
that world. So yeah, that's kind of how that that's kind of how I found it and what sharpened it for me. That my senior year in high school was like pivotal for everything I'm doing now.
Wow. I love that. Okay, so you was producing in high school.
Yeah, for a grade at that.
Oof.
Yeah, like so I was
So
being
you have to
judged.
be on,
Yeah, I was being
yeah, you have
judged
to
on
be
the production.
exceptionally well,
Yeah,
because if not, you're going to fail this
yeah,
class.
100%.
Okay, so now we have this super creative, talented producing, songwriting, vocal producer, because you've been vocally producing
Yeah,
people like Miss Isley Rose,
yeah, yeah.
who literally is a beast at freaking 8 years old.
She's
Like,
amazing.
oh my freaking God.
Yeah,
Like, what? Okay, so let me just fast forward to this latest project because we need to talk about
yeah,
it.
yeah. Let's talk about it.
You just released a record with Terrace Martin
Yep.
that is a vibe, it's jazzy, it's soulful, it's R&B,
Yeah,
it's you, and it's Isley,
yeah,
it's legacy. Like, how does it feel? Like, how's this record different than all the other ones? Like, for you personally.
yeah, yeah. I think the intentionality behind it
Mhm.
is what makes it different. One of the biggest and greatest difference is being able to have my own child a part of it.
Mhm.
I've never had her. She's never done any records with anybody, and
Yeah.
so yeah, that is I'm most proud of that, and so yeah, just the intentionality behind this record. One, me and Terrace are different worlds.
Mhm.
Terrace, big super producer,
Mhm.
uh, Kendrick and Rihanna, and what I
Mhm.
mean, SZA, and so and I come from on the writing side, pop world,
Mhm.
writing for like a lot of pop artists and R&B artists.
Mhm.
But I'm a R&B R&B guy,
Yeah.
and Terrace is a jazz guy for his solo stuff.
Yeah.
So the intentionality and coming together was let's really combine our worlds because we don't want to make something that we can both do on our own. That would defeat
Mm.
the purpose of the
Mhm.
collaboration and it wouldn't really, tap fully into it. So
Mhm.
we had every intention to like really make it a collaboration and make sure that we were getting the most out of our
Mhm.
experiences separately and bringing them together to create this new world.
Mhm.
And we knew it was a new world because even when we started figuring out how to roll out the project and the marketing and everything, we had to really think about it because we didn't have anything to compare it to.
Mhm.
So that let us know we had kind of hit that goal. But with this, we really wanted to. The album is called "Come as You Are,"
Mhm.
and that was layered. It was layered because as creatives, as Black creatives
Mhm.
especially, and we released it during Black Music Month
Mhm.
intentionally. As Black creatives, you often get like forced into this space of they think Black artistry is like monolithic. Like
Mhm. Mhm.
if you're a Black artist, this is how it's labeled. This is what you should be doing. And I think we are we're responsible for so many different sounds and
Mhm.
sonics and just trends that we get in music. And so I'm like, we should step fully into that and
Mm.
show up to this album as ourselves. Let's not limit it. Let's not feel like it has to sound like one anything. Let's
Yeah.
just be who we are and do the music based on that. And so then we started to dive into our experiences. Terrace is also a church kid
Mhm.
who grew up in church, who, like myself, we then got into the world
Yep.
and, spreading our light and creativity and
Mhm.
purpose
Mhm.
in settings outside of like a
Mhm.
church setting and still having to maintain the truth of
Mm.
who we are. And so we had so many conversations about how we still had to show up as ourselves. And
Yeah.
so the album really touches on the purity that you start with, which is why it starts with Isley Rose,
Mhm.
because I feel like nothing is more pure than your own seed, and so it it kind of touches on starting from that pure space and then getting out into the world and how you have
Mm.
so many different experiences that can shape you and pull you away from
Mhm.
your understanding of your purpose, and
Mhm.
you spend the rest of your life trying to get back to
Mm.
that pure space, only to learn that how you were created was intentional to begin with,
Yeah.
and you never needed to change who you were. Of course, there's progress and responsibility and evolution and everything, but that was really just the intention. So with the record, not like that, which is
Mhm.
like the church record, it's like
We
the
love this
yeah. Thank you.
record.
It's like the ghetto altar call, low
It's the
key.
ghetto
Yeah,
altar call. It is literally like the theme song and soundtrack
yeah,
for church kids that
yeah,
are
yeah,
hurt. It is literally like a eye opener for the judgmental
yeah, yeah.
saints.
Yep.
It's so layered and
It's layered.
complex, and then it it's sampled from the greatest group, the
Yeah, the
Winans. Like
Winans.
it's so many layers, Mr.
Yeah,
Talkbox. It's so many things,
yeah,
Kenyon.
yeah.
Like
It's
genius.
it's a layer record, and it was so intentional because again, going back to the title, being true to
Yeah.
come as you are, in those experiences, we realized that we also kind of felt a little alienated from the church. We've
Mm.
evolved, we've gotten out, we've lived life,
Yeah.
and we've seen that God is bigger than just the space that we learned Him in. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I always think about there's so many people like it's like subgroups, but
Mhm.
there's so many people who have an idea of God, but in different contexts.
Mhm.
And so I always think, based on our beliefs, as anybody who subscribes to Christian ideology,
Yeah.
um, if the idea is that one God made all of these people, there's
Mhm.
no way that should like our environment should disconnect us
Mm.
from the world. So
That's
it's
good.
like you have to find a way to um get Jesus to
Yeah.
people who don't understand your environment. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And that does come with showing up as yourself. And
Yeah.
then you separate the religion from it, and you
Mhm.
realize there's so much that's not Bible. It's just learned behavior. Like again, like I say in the song, not being able to come in church with your hat on, like he don't care about that. You know what I mean? And so, but that's what we
Hold
learned.
on. Hold on. There's so much that's not Bible. It's learned behavior. Oh, my Lady
Yeah,
Gaga. Like, no, seriously though, like, Kenny, I think the fact that we're in LA, we're like
yeah,
in the mecca
yeah,
of the uncomfortability of dreams, aspirations,
yeah,
and purpose,
yeah,
right? And trying to marry those two, a lot of creatives feel like they can't or they haven't
yep,
mastered the balance of it. And so they feel like they're not welcomed in the
yeah,
church because of churchism,
yeah.
saints, the ain'ts,
That's
um,
the culture.
because of the traditions of church,
Yep.
right? But then also they would rather pursue their dreams and aspirations
Yeah.
and leave the church, but not necessarily they don't know how to turn on their light to shine.
Yeah.
That's what I'm noticing more. And I think, to your point, like, God is not like man, obviously. Um, but we can do a better job though as holding true to the God that's in us
Yeah.
and allowing people to know that there's nothing wrong with being loud about our faith
Yeah.
outside of the four walls of the church. And that doesn't mean that we have to pass out flyers
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
like, you come to church with me today. That's not that. It's literally just about your character,
That's
how
it.
you handle business. Like, are you integral? Like, how do you walk and how do you act when people aren't watching?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think those are the things that a lot of creatives lose sight of because they're trying to get to a certain pinnacle in their career, in their literal like day to day. They just so on the grind and hustle,
Yep.
and it's like just reminded of the scripture, like, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose their soul? And so many people are lost souls out here,
Yeah.
but still saying, oh no, I love God. You know what I mean? But it's like there's this confliction, like they're
Of
conflicted
course.
internally because they haven't mastered the literal like street corner of ministry and
Yeah.
marketplace.
And it's, I mean, and I think the part that's alarming to me is
Hmm.
if you look at most of the miracles Jesus performed, none of them were
Was in
in
the
church settings. You know what I mean?
church.
And so that when you think about ministry,
Yeah,
that's outreach. So you have to go out and
outside of the
reach
four wall.
the people. And I always say like
Yeah.
it's the same thing when people ask me like, "Oh, when you gonna do gospel?" I'm like, I don't have purpose there, but also the church knows God already, and
Mm.
they have the choice to go
Mhm.
deeper, pun intended. Uh, they have the
We like
yeah,
it. We like
they
it.
have the choice to go deeper.
Yeah.
So I need to talk to you about what you already know. I
Yeah.
think the issue is, like you said, people don't feel welcome, and I think
Mm.
being welcomed into the space is the beginning of change. So I think that that
Mhm.
is where the issue lies, to where people aren't even making it inside of the church
Wow.
because there's so much happening
Yeah.
that makes them feel like this is not even the space that they belong in. And
Mm.
I want to be clear, it's not to straddle the fence or blur the lines and feel like c- it's not come as you are, stay as you came.
That's good.
But it's come as you are so that you
You
can
can
create
leave
it,
change.
because you can't have accountability without some sort of relationship.
Yeah.
And so I think that that's where the church can do better. We want everybody to change, but we
Yeah.
don't want to build the relationship
Yeah.
to create the space and help them.
Foster
You know what I mean?
accountability.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
foster that, foster that. And so, yeah, it's I see a lot of opportunity for for outreach, and I understand that a lot of people have a lot of different beliefs,
Yeah.
but
That's
again,
yeah.
if if we're subscribing to the idea that we all come from, you
Yep.
know, the same
That's the
God,
same God.
we that can't like disqualify somebody from the opportunity to build that relationship.
Yeah.
I feel like that's effective ministry and outreach, and I'll say I've found myself having more conversations about God with people outside of church settings than I have inside of the church.
Yeah.
Having toured all over the world with so many different people,
Yeah.
um, and only a percentage of them being gospel artists.
Yeah.
With all of the other artists, we have so many conversations, and the commonality is everybody feeling like we have the foundation, but we don't feel like we belong in the
Mm.
space anymore. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's the album more than anything.
Mhm.
Again, is just encouraging people to show up as themselves and letting them know that they're human. This is a human
Yeah.
experience. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to show up.
Yeah.
And if you show up, you can figure it out from there. You know what I mean? But in their defense, somebody should be able to meet you when you
Hello.
show up. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So
Wow. I love this. I love this so much. The record is a banger.
thank you.
Um, the entire album is just chef's kiss.
Thank you.
I love that you started off with a hymn, and I love that
Yeah.
it's a hymn because those are the songs that we literally cling to
Yep.
in our times of trials, like frustration.
Yeah.
We gonna go to a
Yeah. Yeah.
hymn.
It's comfort.
It's comfort.
Yeah.
I love that you were intentional about giving Isley her own hymn. Like that to me was genius.
Yeah. Thank you.
What's the hymn that you go to?
My favorite hymn, is probably it as well.
Really?
Yeah.
That's such a classic.
Yeah. And it's funny because it's kind of what I modeled
Mhm.
that one after,
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? But yeah, that's one of the ones for me.
That's one of them
Yeah.
ones. I love it. Okay, so you kinda hinted at this about people wanting you to go gospel or
Yeah.
expecting this, because your
Yeah,
upbringing,
yeah.
all of the things. What was the deciding factor of absolutely not?
I don't I
It
don't
wasn't
feel
just one
connected
thing?
to it. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't have purpose there. And I think that's an important thing you have to know
What you have
when
purpose in.
when when other people think that something makes sense just
Mhm.
because of what they've seen
Yeah.
versus what your soul feels about it.
Yeah.
And I'm not. There are people who are effective and purposeful in gospel. I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've also seen people who should not be there,
Yeah.
who are there because they feel obligated. And so,
Mm.
um, you know, there have always been little things that lets me know. But being the artist that I am, and me seeing that I've created a safe space for church kids
And your
to feel like they
shows.
could
Yeah.
listen to music other than gospel,
Mhm.
that right there lets me let me knew that what I was doing was purposeful. If I decide to
Mhm.
do gospel, which again is that's not my calling.
Yeah.
It's just something I'm positive about.
Yeah.
But if I decide to do uh Christian music, I should
Yeah.
say, not gospel,
Yeah.
because then we're just talking about, the truth and good
Yeah.
news.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if I decide to do that, I've now left an entire world
Yeah.
of people who I was drawing closer to my beliefs based off of our conversations. Because I realized there's one, the music and the fact that I sing about love a lot.
Yeah.
But where I feel most purposeful is after the shows and during these meet and greets, I'm
Mhm.
talking to people who are telling me their real life experiences
Wow.
and how this music has gotten them closer to whatever their center is. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
Mhm.
And so that to me is my gospel.
Yeah.
Like that's my version of
Yeah.
knowing that I'm operating in my purpose. And I feel like as long as I'm not leading anybody um into a dark space
Yeah.
and making them do something that I wouldn't encourage them to do, uh
Then we good.
yeah, I feel like I'm all right.
Okay, so I have to ask you this question because this has been like coming up a lot.
Yeah.
Glorilla won
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
for best gospel at the BET Awards.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this whole,
Yeah, yeah, of course.
frustration. It's a frustration
Yeah,
with gospel artists feeling like non-gospel artists are
yeah.
getting accolades when
Mhm.
they have literally dedicated their lives to this genre. Why do you feel like that is prevalent? And it's happening and recurring more
Yeah, yeah,
often than
yeah.
not. Why do you think that's a thing?
Um, that's layered. One, it's a sign of the times.
Mhm.
That's just how entertainment works.
Yeah.
Entertainment is about you need numbers.
Mhm.
You have to have something to
Yeah.
to be able to keep things going. Two, I think a lot of artists and especially gospel artists are not honest about their impact outside of their immediate space.
Yeah.
And so it's great that your church and your city knows who you are. There's a whole world out here who has to vote for you. This is the same process of any other award show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And while I also understand why they feel that way,
Yeah.
because again, this is a space that's created for us. But then you have to be honest about is that really what the space is,
Mm.
or is that just how it's labeled? You know what I
Yes.
mean? So I think there are pros and cons there. I have also there's a huge difference also between the lack of support in gospel versus
Mhm.
secular artists.
Yeah.
And outside of the church,
Who's listening?
they don't really show up for the artists in other spaces, and they don't realize that's also religious because part of the reason of Christian culture not showing up is because they feel like the artist only belongs in the church
Mm.
space. So when they go outside of that space, I know it firsthand. I again how I grew up. My mom never came to any of my shows
Mm.
growing up. I could probably count on one hand. She's come to more as an adult.
Mhm.
We built a different relationship and a
Yeah.
different rapport, but it's because she felt that same way. Like
Mm.
if it's
It ain't
not
at church.
church, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not. And that affected me when I was younger. I didn't understand it. When you get older, I'm like, I get it because that's the system you know,
Yeah.
that you kind of grade yourself on in your
Yeah.
faith. And so I think that plays a huge part in what's happening in that space. There's not
Mhm.
really a lot of representation. And it's entertainment at the end of the day. And
Yeah.
I feel like, if we want stuff like that in those spaces, we have to take better care of the, you know, the that's Bible.
Hello. We got to do the
Yeah.
work. Like,
Yeah.
my people perish for a lack of knowledge, right? And I feel like a lot of our gospel artists are not educated enough
Yeah.
for the spaces of how the voting process works
Yep.
in these different types of award shows.
Yeah.
The Stellars voting is not the same as the
At all.
BET Awards
Which ain't the
or
same as
as
the
the
Grammys.
Grammys,
Yeah.
so it's
Yeah.
like understanding what all it takes to actually get on the ballot.
Yeah.
And then once you're educated, doing your work outside the four walls of the church
Mm-hmm.
to be known in other arenas so people can know and vote and support for you,
Yep.
support you. So, oh, Chad, we could talk about gospel
Yes.
and Christian and R&B all day
It's tricky.
because
It's
it's very
tricky.
tricky.
Yeah.
Um, but I want to talk about you being a dad,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, fatherhood, while being fully independent, while juggling life,
Yeah.
just in general. You do an exceptional job of this. I know I
Thank you.
text you this on Father. I'm like, you literally are one of them ones. Like,
Thank you.
you are attentive and you're present while still juggling your dreams and aspirations. I feel like there's a gap
Yeah.
in the entertainment industry as a whole with fathers and them having all these kids,
Yeah.
right? And it's just always something going on. It's
Yeah.
always something about something. And I want to ask you, like, why do you think that is? Why do you think that it's that more men aren't present as fathers while juggling their dreams and aspirations? Because it's doable, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely doable. And it doesn't feel like a task to me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
she's my constant. So I
Mm.
think it's a matter of how you prioritize. But it's crazy you would say that, because I also was just reading a statistic um, that was showing how much more active fathers are than what's portrayed. So I think a lot of it
Mm.
has to do with uh, the hustle of how you have to present your art.
Mm.
And I think a
Okay.
lot of people are more active off off the platform, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Which is where it is. It's like it meets for me because, again, she's my constant.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm working on anything, she's already right there. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's soaking it all in. And so I will say, I'm very careful about what I share.
Yeah.
I'm with my daughter every day.
Yeah.
But I'm very intentional because I understand the world that creates and the
Mm-hmm.
entitlement, and that gets kind of strange. But I will say, in what I've decided to share, I get a lot of friends who I know are great active fathers already,
Mm-hmm.
who say that them visually seeing me interact with my daughter makes them want to showcase that, which I
Mm.
thought was interesting.
Yeah.
Because I think that that's just kind of what we feel. You just take
Yeah.
care of your responsibility, and you know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's no, we're not really used to like the mention or acknowledgement
Mm-hmm.
of it. And so it's interesting to see a lot of my other friends who are fathers in entertainment say that this makes them want to like show off the fact that they are involved
Mm.
fathers. So I think that kind of speaks to what you're asking. I think that might be it. Nobody really feels it's a weird, like, tricky space. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. It's very tricky. And I understand the privacy component,
Yeah,
right? Of like keeping things private.
yeah,
I just also know that like it's been trending too many times. I'm hearing of too many people doing too many
yeah, yeah,
custody battle, too many, like, it's just
yeah,
like, what we doing? Like,
yeah.
why are we getting off center? I'm like, do we need to have a district meeting? Do we need to have a prayer meeting, a men's gathering, a men's
Something.
breakfast, man cave, something?
Pancake
Um,
breakfast.
because I just feel like it has to be a constant.
Yeah,
And I want to see more fathers present,
yeah,
just because the way this generation is going and how crazy it is out
yeah.
here. You know what I mean? Like, that's so imperative. And I just think that you're doing a great job. And I
Thank you.
think that should be modeled and other men should be inspired. So I'm glad to hear that
Yeah,
you are
yeah.
inspiring others
No, I
to want to
appreciate
do
that.
that.
Yeah, I think it should be shown more, because I
Yeah.
think that shapes the opinions that we have as a society. Like,
Yeah.
especially as a black man, there's this idea for some reason that black men are not present,
Mm.
and literally statistically we are the most involved,
Yeah.
and that's something that people don't even know.
Wow.
And so I think that uh, what you have access to in the media,
Mm.
and because of kind of these toxic headlines and
Clickbait.
situations that
Yeah.
we see pushed, it's easy to present that narrative and nobody challenges it.
Yeah.
So I think the way to challenge it and to kind of reshape that narrative is you literally have to combat it that way with the action, with showing what this looks like.
Yeah.
Because I think that's just how humans learn. Whatever they see, that's gospel to them.
Yeah.
So,
For sure. Okay, so I can't have you here
okay.
and not test your musical
Uh oh.
ability.
Okay.
Okay. This is the PK Pods versus game.
Okay.
You're gonna tell me who you got in the battle.
Uh oh.
This is gonna get tricky. I'm gonna just tell you it's gonna get
I
tricky
see it already.
because I did this on purpose.
Okay.
I apologize in
Dang.
advance, but I know your ear, and I know I can't wait to hear your answers. So I'm gonna list a whole lot of people.
Okay.
You just got the first name that you got in the battle is like, don't think, don't ponder.
Okay.
Okay. So if I say Barney or Pikachu,
Yeah.
you better say Barney
Okay.
because I Love You is a worship song if you really think about it.
Okay.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It can
It
translate.
can.
It really can.
Got a
Right?
little oil on it. Yeah. Yeah. I
it,
can
it
see
is
that.
a little oily.
Yeah.
You think about it. Okay, so are you ready?
Sure.
As ready as you're gonna be.
Yeah. I'm nervous.
All right. All right, let me start off easy.
Okay. Whatever that means.
Yeah. Brandy or Kiera Sheard?
Dang, man, these are my friends.
Eh,
I'm gonna say Brandy, and I know how much Kiera loves Brandy, so
She is
she
influenced.
would
You can tell in her
she would
music,
want me to say
she
Brandy.
would want you to
Yeah,
say Brandy.
but
Okay.
but I mean Brandy's Brandy.
Brandy's
Yeah,
Brandy.
like that's
She's the vocal
one of
Bible.
the ones. Yeah,
Yeah. 1 out of 1. Um, Kimberell or Layla Hathaway?
man, my friends again.
Most of these are your friends.
Um, I mean Kim gave us everlasting life.
That whole the whole record.
And Layla, I know Layla would she would yeah.
She would appreciate Kim.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But both in like otherworldly vocalists that we'll never get another copy of. Just to be
Ever.
clear, yeah,
No one can compare.
yeah.
Okay, let's go men.
Okay.
Chris Brown or Daryl Walls?
Dang man. What is this based on?
Singing.
Oh, Daryl's one of the coldest vocalists to exist.
Good
Yeah,
answer. Okay. Mario or Tim Bowman?
I'm going Mario.
Okay. Um, PJ or Chandler Moore?
PJ. I mean, and both my guys. Um, but high school, PJ got me through. Yeah,
He got us all through.
yeah.
We love
We also
Peach.
got my first artist Grammy nomination
Was with
PJ.
PJ. So you got
Yeah,
to stay
that's my
loyal.
guy. Yeah, yeah. Shout out to Chandler though. That's my guy too.
Okay. Tank or Kalante Gavin?
Gotta go Tank for influence. Yeah,
Ooh,
he.
a beast.
Yeah, just to be clear.
He's
Yeah,
a beast.
yeah. He can really sing anything.
Okay, I'm gonna throw it back with this one. Tevin Campbell or Tone?
Oh, Tone. Tone is one of the
Out
greatest
the box.
vocalists.
That whole
Yeah,
Out the Box
he
album is
he has a song called "Standing in the Truth" that got
yes.
like wiped from the internet. It's one of the greatest vocal performances I've ever heard towards the end of that song. But yeah, uh, Tone he's one of one. Like he's
One
yeah,
of them ones.
yeah,
We love Tone. We love B Slade too, but
yeah,
Tone,
yeah. You can't. I can't really name too many people who can sing like that.
there are
Yeah,
none.
yeah.
um, Casey and JoJo or Dawkins and Dawkins?
Dawkins and Dawkins. Yeah.
Avery Wilson or Melvin Crispell?
Oh, both beasts.
Crazy
Both
beast.
incredible.
Yes.
Oh, that's
That
tough.
was a good one. Who you got?
That I might not have an answer here. Oh my God, because
It's a draw.
dang,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Yeah, Avery's another person who can sing whatever you give him.
Melvin is too.
And
Their
oh,
range, both of their
yes,
ranges
that's
are
what I'm saying. Well, one of my favorite songs right now is actually a song that Melvin is on called "Too Good to Not Believe,"
mm-hmm.
and I literally listen to that song for him. So it's yeah, it's a draw with
It's a
that one.
draw.
Yeah, that's a little
We'll
too
give
tough
you
for
that
me.
as a
Okay.
draw. The Isley Brothers or the Winans?
Oh God. I mean, I grew up on a wine inch, like in church. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But Isley Brothers also,
Classic.
yeah,
One of one.
incomparable, staple. There's a lot of not a lot of what we have today without their influence. I could say the same in gospel for the Winans,
Mm,
but my dad was a quartet singer, so I
yes.
I grew up on the Winans. But yeah, yeah, I feel like I would pick them both just in different worlds.
Okay. Okay. Similarly, Earth, Wind, and Fire versus Commission.
I'm going Earth, Wind, and Fire only, and I know that's surprising. Um, Surprisingly, I didn't grow up on a lot of commission. They didn't play a lot of commission in my house growing up. Yeah, yeah.
Really?
And I got them like individually,
But
but
not
nope,
OG, not running back to you, not like
not until I was a little older.
okay.
Yeah,
We'll give you a pass.
yeah,
We'll give you a
yep.
pass because
But
what?
but I'm very well aware of the gospel of commission now. You know what I mean? But yeah,
It was you were a late bloomer.
yeah, yeah. But Earth, Wind, and Fire. I mean, that's
Yeah. Classic.
yeah,
Timeless.
yeah,
All right. Trey Songs or Jonathan McReynolds?
yeah. I'm going John. Another vocalist that range and tone and clarity and execution. You know what I mean?
Is
Yeah.
literally. Okay, last one. Faith Evans versus Karen Clark Sheard.
Ooh, Faith is my girl.
We
That's
love Fizzy.
Karen is a legend. There is no Faith without Karen, to be clear.
There is no faith without Karen,
Yeah.
yes, technically.
Yes. And they even and I grew up on ironically a song that they had together, that Nothing
Together.
Without You song.
Yep.
But Faith was also one of the first people I wrote forward tour with.
Mm-hmm.
That's my girl. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I could I could run you Faith's whole
The whole
catalog. Yeah.
catalog.
Aside,
You can't out faith me.
yeah, I probably can.
Okay, you probably can.
I
You went on
probably
tour with her.
can.
You went on tour with her. I'll give you that one.
Caramel Kisses and Come Over and
Listen,
Reasons and yeah,
but that's Fizzy.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. Faith. I'm always like gunning for Faith.
So you
She's
team faith.
always, but Karen is Karen.
So who you got?
Yeah, I'm going Faith. I'm
You
going
going
Faith.
faith.
Yeah, yeah. I have to.
You
That's
a
my
real one.
Faith. That's my
Yeah.
that that is the intersection
Yeah.
between gospel and R&B. That's
Yeah.
literally Faith
That's
Evans, and
literally
that's my world. Yeah,
literally that's perfect. She is the intersection
literally.
of gospel and R&B.
Yep.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenyon Dixon. That was that was good. You surprised
That's
me.
tough.
You surprised. Okay,
Yeah.
bonus round. One more.
Okay.
Do you want to walk around for offering, or do you want them to pass the plate?
Pass me the plate.
Pass you the plate.
It's the older I get, I've developed like this crazy anxiety and just
You don't want to
the,
show off your fit though. Like that's the fashion show component of the
I
church.
know, but I'm like just
You don't want them to see the flyness.
matter of fact, like, just put the barcode on the screen and let me scan it. Don't even pass no, yeah. I'm like I'm just here. I don't want nobody to see me. I'm chilling.
Scan the QR code is crazy.
I have the app on my phone.
Give
I don't
Levi.
even need the QR
Yeah,
code no more.
just
I just go click on the little present.
wow.
Yeah.
Such a faithful giver you are.
Yeah.
If you got the app, you one of them
I got the
ones.
app. It's just easier.
It's easier.
Yeah.
It's convenient.
I love it.
Y'all, Kenyon Dixon has been incredible. My friend, greatest R&B artist, and an incredible just human being all around. Thank you for stopping by the
Thank
PK
you
Pod.
for having me, of course.
Y'all stream, come as you are, but
Shout.
also I just feel like there's a tour brewing. I feel like something is coming up.
Yeah.
I know you're doing a show at the new Blue Note that's launching
Yeah,
here in
yeah.
LA.
It's opening. Blue Note is opening in August, and me and Terrace are playing August 19th and 20th.
Wow.
Yeah, and then we're playing the Blue Note Napa Jazz Festival August 27th to the
29th,
29th, I think
which
so.
is my
Yeah,
birthday. So I feel like that's definitely
yeah,
y'all. We pulling up to Napa.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just telling y'all right
Come
now.
get the album live.
Let's literally get our tickets to support because this. I know the live experience is gonna go crazy.
We're working on an incredible show.
if y'all know Kenyon like y'all know Kenyon, have been to a Kenyon show, and if you know Terrence like you know Terrence, then you know you have to
Yeah,
be at the
yeah.
show. Like, and that's just on point blank, period. And hopefully Isley will appear at least one of these shows.
You're gonna see. You never know.
Before we leave, lastly, what advice would you give to a church kid that's a creative that is navigating being an independent artist and they're trying to figure out should they do church music or R&B music?
Set your intentions. Decide what your goal is, because I think that, or what your goals are.
Mhm.
Because I think that everything you do has to be filtered through your ultimate self and
Mm,
who it is that you want to be. You know, once you've accomplished what you've accomplished, I think the other thing is to really understand and decide who God is to you. I think that's important, because that is where your discernment is coming from, your intel in real time. And so you want to make sure that that's not being influenced by fear. God
mhm,
to you should not be influenced by fear or a lack of something you've learned via religion versus your own experience. And I can say that from experience. I think what helped me and not doing gospel and being able to be comfortable in a realm outside of that was still being able to acknowledge that I'm still a spiritual being, still connected to God, still tapped in. Um, and that taught me that you can operate that way and be effective with responsibility outside of that space. So I think that it's very important to know who God is, know the truth about the guy you subscribe to,
mhm.
and know what that looks like, and develop your values based on that personal experience, not based on anybody else's experience or what you've been told. And I think yeah, as long as you can do that, kind of puts you in a great place. Try it, try what you want to try creatively, see what works, pray about it. You have that's the upside that you have as a believer, prayer, which is outside of just regular conversation or advice from anybody else. There's a sense of divinity added to your movement and everything that you do. And I think that you should utilize that. So that's what I would say.
Thank y'all for tuning in to the PK Pod, where we all have platforms, but they may not be the pulpit. Y'all, if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to click the notification bell to stay connected to future episodes. Like, share, and subscribe. And be sure to follow the legendary Kenyon Dixon on all social media platforms at
So
it's Kenny Got Soul on
Kenny got
Instagram.
soul.
Kenny got soul, but Kenny got
Yeah.
church. And Kenny got fit. Kenny been losing weight. Kenny been in the gym. Okay, I gotta say that. Shout out to summer bodies that are loading. Okay,
Hey man, I
but be
appreciate it.
sure to follow Kenyon Dixon on all social media platforms and stay connected to the PK Pod on all social media platforms. Until next time, we out.